This is John T for the Boxing Voice, and I'm joined today by Mark Chamberlain, British lightweight. How you doing, Mark?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yourself?
Excellent, mate. What you been up to this week? Back in the gym?
Yeah. Been in the gym, ticking over and that. Yeah. Other than that, just getting on with normal life, I suppose.
Good stuff, mate. Nice to hear. Well, look, first time we've had you on the site, so welcome to the Boxing Voice. Great to have you on at last. I know I've been chasing you for a little while, but we've got you at last. So talk me through a couple of weeks ago now. It was 2 weeks ago, the big fight. A fantastic performance for you. How was the bubble?
The bubble, it's the most boringest thing in the world. I've boxed in, I think, 3 lockdown shows now. The first one didn't know what to expect because obviously didn't know what was going to happen and that. But it weren't as strict as like the second one, if you know what I mean, because it wasn't that people weren't taking it so serious. It was more the case you have your COVID test and then you could sit in a restaurant and have something to eat with the teams. This was before you'd get your like results back, and then you shouldn't really be mixing with other people from other bubbles because they could have it. So now what they do, they'll test you and then they lock you in your room. You're not allowed out your room. They give you a little red band. That means like you've either got it or you haven't had your results back. And then within 24 hours the next day, you get a green band, obviously, if you haven't got it. But yeah, no, it's like, I wouldn't like to say it's the same as prison because I've never been, but it sounds the same, if you know what I mean. They lock you in your room and then, yeah, that's it. You're just not allowed out. But
I actually quite like the bubble for you lot because I've interviewed so many people when they're in the bubble because they're bored and normal day of life, you're busy and it's hard to pin you down. But I'm like, look, you're in your hotel room, so I managed to get them in. And the actual fight itself, mate, absolute stunning performance, you know, a knockout so early. Talk me through the fight and the knockout.
Well, to be honest, obviously I boxed Jordan Ellison. Now, if you know your boxing, all right, people will say he's a journeyman and what have you, but they're there for a reason, and they're there because they're tough and they can give you a go. And look at his record, who he's been in with. No one has stopped him like so quick. Obviously, he's been stopped, I think 6 or 7 times now out of 46 fights, something like that.
Yeah. Which
goes to show, obviously, if you can get in the ring 46 times and only get knocked out or stopped 6 times, he must have a chin on him and he must be a tough man. But yeah, no, obviously the bell went and whatever. I think a minute went by and I thought we're going to have a few rounds, if not the 8, if you know what I mean. I thought in my head 5 or 6 and then I might break him down a little bit. But no, I think I timed a shot and it just looked and happened. And yeah, it was just like world-class shot picked and he went down and that was it. I didn't even know when I'd hit him. I wondered what he was doing because I didn't even feel the punch connect. It was that soft. It was like hitting a pillow. So obviously hit him in the right spot.
Sounds fantastic. I think that's what, you know, a lot of people who know their boxing knew you anyway, mate. But being on the platform you're on a BT card, you're live on Frank Warren card, and to actually dispose of someone, as you've just mentioned, with that experience, that's really made people look up and sort of like go, okay, this guy's power. Do you think it might be quite hard now to get you matched because people who are watching that might want to steer way away from you?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it'd be hard to match because I think that obviously money talks and there's people out there that will want to go. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm just lucky I've got BT and Frank backing me, and I'm sure that they got the right like contacts as such, and that they can make it happen. If there's a fight that's got to be made, no doubt it'll be made. I mean, I hope that there's people in the boxing game that don't want to dodge people because what's the point of doing boxing if you're going to dodge people? So I wouldn't say it'd be hard to match. It might be harder to match, but yeah, just see what happens, I suppose.
Fair enough. Anyone you got your eye on? I mean, I don't want you to start running before you can walk, and your coaches and that will probably be like, you've only had 8 fights now, but obviously you were 8 victories in the manner of that last one. The fans, the journalists out there, we start looking maybe at English level. You've got Myron Mills, you know, Maxie Hughes is the British. He's a lot more experienced. Are they too soon for you?
No, listen, I've boxed at the highest level as an amateur. So I think them names are not a problem at all for me. I'm not going to say they're going to be a walk in the park because obviously they've got unbeaten records as such, but that they are people that if they've got something I need in a minute and I've got to fight them, then yeah, why not? But at the minute, I'm just focused on doing what I'm doing and just getting a couple more fights because obviously Frank's the boss and he knows when's the best time and when the fights need to come. So I think he said like 2 or 3 more fights at this sort of level, and then we're going to go for something. But whoever's got whatever title they want to take me down, whether it's English, European, whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's not my job. I'll just get in there and do the fighting. But yeah, if there's someone there that's got what I need, then yeah, why not? I'm not going to shy away from them.
It makes sense. I mean, because they wanted to tick a few boxes right on that fight. Give you 6 rounds, give you 8 rounds, get tested, get hit, see how you take it by a better fighter. And you haven't got any of that. It was almost like a cheeky spar for you because of how well you did. So hats off to you there. Any idea when you might be out next?
Well, Frank said 4 or 5 weeks. And I know he's a very busy man and the shows are jam-packed. But I'm not too sure. But they haven't actually said a date yet. Obviously, there's boys out there that haven't boxed at all, so you got to give them their turn as well. So, I mean, I'm grateful to be out 3 times in the lockdown. So, he's just said, obviously, where I didn't have much of a fight, 4 or 5 weeks, he wants to keep me active. So, yeah, he must be happy with me if he wants to get me out that soon.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. He's got a big stable of fighters. He's got to get them out. But I think also money talks. And when you've got a platform which you've just been on with that performance, the fans will be sat there going, let's get him out again. We want to see you, which puts bums on seats, right? And hopefully, you never know, you might even have a crowd there. What was it like, again, a third time? You've a bit of experience with it now, but just like sparring without a crowd, or do you miss the crowd?
Yeah, I mean, it is weird because it's dead silent in there. But it's like my last fight before that, I'd done 8 rounds, and it was just like, yeah, it was just like sparring in. Well, there's probably more people in the gym when you're sparring. It's just like dead silent in there. I mean, when I caught him with the body shot, obviously he was wheezing and it sounded like a pig on the floor squealing. And you could just see like all the BT blokes, they were just like staring at each other. And when I got out of the ring, Frank said to one of the blokes he was sat next to, I think this is going to go a few rounds, but then. He obviously it didn't, and then he was just like, I think he was a bit shocked of how well I put the shot together and got it done.
Excellent. Well, look, before we wish you luck and we look forward to seeing you out soon. Before I let you go, I always like to ask, especially in the division you're in my opinion, probably the glamour division at the moment for me. Who do you think is the top dog at lightweight at the moment? There's a few names. It reminds
worldwide.
Go on, sorry.
I had this question the other day actually. I quite like Tank. Then you got Lopez as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you got Devin Haney, and they're all like top world class fighters. So I don't know. If I had to pick one to say that would beat them all, I would say Tank. But you don't know, do you? Anything can happen in a fight, as you see.
I think that's what makes it so exciting on any given night. Yeah. Like we didn't even mention Ryan Garcia or even Lomachenko. I know Lomachenko lost convincingly against Lopez, but I'm not sure that that's the end of him.
Yeah.
So maybe he needs to campaign a bit lower. I don't know. But look, it'll be great to see what happens in that division. Well, look, thanks for taking time out, Mark. Really appreciate getting you. What we'll do is we'll get you maybe building up to your next fight, maybe weigh-in day or something. We're probably stuck in a bubble, yeah?
Yeah, no worries.
All right, mate. Catch you soon. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.